Welcome to the Great People Podcast, episode 22.
Welcome to the Great People Podcast, where topics that people expect to be black and white are discussed by going into the gray areas. And now, your trio of hosts, Sebastian Zuniga, Reina Rivera, and Randy Felice.
Yo, what up, great people? Welcome back to the Great People Podcast. This is episode 22.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. We're here, the same group
That
of...
always reminds me of Superstore.
Yeah. We're here, the same group of criminals. Sebastian, Sean, Raina, and me.
You know, that kind of
Don't
reminds me
cry.
of Star Wars, to be honest.
What is it? The boop
Like-
playing?
Pew, 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 pew.
Well, I guess the bullets flying by, huh? But anyways, so we're back.
Lasers.
Yeah, we're back for another episode. This episode is going to be a little bit going back, I guess, to the culture side, the thing that we always kind of like to go back to and talk about, so you guys can get to know us a little bit more. So on this episode, we're going to be talking about what our lives would have been like if we would have stayed wherever we grew up. Well, yeah, I grew up, I guess, mainly as a kid or where we were born. I don't know, whatever makes more sense. So.
Tell me, what skills have you developed being in Utah? What skills you would have not developed being in Utah if you would have stayed in DR, you would have stayed in Jersey or Puerto Rico, and same thing us. Let's try to expand on that. Like, what has this place taught you? What has it not taught you that you wish if maybe I stayed there? You know, let's get these listeners. You know,
All right, well, frame it, and then we'll.
okay, for everybody in the table, what's one skill that being here you've gained that you think you might have not gained out that ways? Wherever it is that you started, because we're saying that ways because it looks like,
It's
3/4
more
of the
mainly
table
east.
is that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, what skill did you gain out here that you would have gained at the very beginning? And what skill you think you would have gained over in your very beginnings that you might have not developed as much over here?
I think I can.
Let's just
start.
elaborate that.
Yeah, I
So
can
DR, what could have you? What did Utah show you that DR has it, and what did DR? What does it have over there still that you don't have here, that you haven't learned or you haven't developed this skill or something?
So one thing I think that I've developed,
First and foremost, what would you do for work out there? Let's just be honest. No, let's be honest. That's the real question. What would you do for work? Because we all know here, we don't get into specifics, but you're in management in a Fortune 500 company. That's all we're going to say on this show.
I probably would have been doing something along the lines of like
Cutting trees.
labor,
Making
cutting trees. Working at a mine, like they have gold mines, and that's what most people in my little town do because the mine is right there. Also, maybe like I have a friend
where we're going now.
in the printing business, like
I thought you said
advertisement.
prison business. I was like, oh, okay.
So I don't know. Maybe I would have been doing something like that, but I can tell you one thing that I learned here in Utah, and maybe because of my line of work, but it's that like corporate America, like that almost like the nitty gritty of how American works. It's
In the
just
business side of things.
yeah, and I feel like
You wouldn't have learned that in DR.
I don't think I would have learned that
pretty sure
in
you
DR,
wouldn't have either.
like the capitalism side of things. Now I can tell you what I would have learned in DR that I don't do here is I would have been a hell of a salesman. Like them motherfuckers would sell you like a fucking rock for $1 million if you let them talk you into it. Like it just so even like the little time that I grew up there and going back now,
That's
I
a
have
good
to.
fucking rock.
No, but you know what I mean. Like you have to
Sure, it's
go
not a pearl.
and everything is
Diamond,
like
some sort.
everything is that hustle on the street. What I mean is like you have everybody that's like. Let's say you go somewhere, you're trying to buy souvenirs or whatever it is, and you see it, and you gotta be smart
For sure.
and astute to like be able to like get a good price. So I feel like just like the sales aspect of it, like I don't know, I picture like I would have been a hell of a negotiator if I would have grown up there. It's just like
So that's a skill that you're saying you would have developed a lot stronger. You'd be
Had I
probably
been
working
there.
in a mine. Where would you be living?
probably my little town, Maimon in Bonao, like just a little small ass town that everybody knows everybody. I couldn't even tell you how many people live there because I never looked into it. But my mom has property down there, which means we have property down there. So I would have been chilling, honestly. Just life is very, very nonchalant down there. Nobody's worried
Sounds
about
like
shit.
he's on the first flight back. We
Yeah.
lost him. Raina, go ahead. What do you got for us? What skill, once again, reiterate, what skill
A skill?
has Utah taught you
Damn.
that your origin did not, let's say, the first place of origin? And what is over there in that skill that you just don't use as much this way? Something skill, something you done. First and foremost, what would you done for work if you would have stayed in Jersey? I like that question a lot.
Jersey? Damn, yo no sé.
In Jersey, what you would have
I
done?
probably would have been selling some bacalaitos in the corner or some shit.
Like at the bodega.
Yeah.
Okay, what have you done in Puerto Rico?
Trabajando en la bodega.
Come check.
Completely nothing. Trying to be a freaking student.
So we go
Get
from
my degree
we go
forever.
we go from bodega worker
To nothing.
to
Get
nothing.
paid $4.25 an hour apparently, but whatever.
Okay, so that's what you would do. If you were in Puerto Rico right now, you would have never came here stateside. You think right now you'd still be in college?
I probably would be with all these like
Jeez, that's a
huelgas and everything.
that's
That's
a
a
10-year
Puerto
that's a
Rican
10-year
life.
degree.
I am a 10-year senior.
That's crazy. Okay,
They be
okay.
doing that shit for real, though.
See that question
That's
really
my job,
that question
actually,
really
being
gets you
school.
thinking. That question really gets you thinking. Okay, so now
That's cute.
we keep moving. What skill you think have you developed here in Utah that you didn't maybe have in these other places?
I don't know. I guess maybe an
Time.
appreciation.
Let me ask you something. Because we all know here on the show that you have, there's another great show that you guys are a part of, which is the Happy's TV. Is it
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Just letting everybody know. And then you have where you buy and you sell clothes, and
Mhm.
that's a pretty successful thing going. Would you have had something like this back that ways in
Mm.
New Jersey and Puerto Rico?
Most likely not.
Sorry.
Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, I don't think I would have thought about it while I was there, but I would love to go back and experience what the reselling community would be over there, because obviously New York is fashion, everywhere, so they will have tons of amazing clothes that I can resell and make a buck on it. So
Okay. And now we go to the skill. What skill have you gained here? What have you gained here? What has Utah given you that these other places didn't? And you don't have to look any further than the right of you or left or whatever direction Randy's in.
I feel
But
like,
the
as
right.
vague as this may be, I just feel like an appreciation for life in general, because I feel like being-
Jesus.
No, because I feel like
Shit would have been bad back there.
The way that I was brought up was pretty much like
You
don't
live
go,
in
don't go
you-
outside after hours.
You live and you die.
Pretty
You
much,
live
yeah.
and-
Like fear for your life every day. Like
but that's the environment
in
there,
Jersey
though.
City and in Puerto Rico, like it was literally the same thing. Like don't go that way. You're gonna get shot.
Damn.
Don't go this way. You're gonna get kidnapped.
The other one you might just get punched, so go ahead, go there.
Get your
So
ass beat a couple
I
times.
feel like for that reason, I appreciate living here, whereas like Randy said, it's just so calm and so like relaxed and.
The only thing that happens here is just like late fees and shit like that, scary shit.
Beat
but
my ass.
Gym
Say that.
memberships.
Gym membership.
collections call all the fucking time around these places.
Well,
I'll
let me.
beat your ass. I'll beat the shit out your credit.
I mean,
know.
I don't even think I would have ever had a dog.
You've been
in Jersey.
molesting my credit more than
And now
anything.
I have a dog. I appreciate the outdoors. I like to, explore.
I like these questions
You know.
because we're digging, we're thinking now.
but I just
Sean,
feel like I
Let me.
learned.
Yeah,
Wait,
Sean.
wait.
Sean's next.
One
After Rena.
last thing.
Go ahead.
What I did learn living over there in the East Coast and in Puerto Rico is pretty much not to be too trustworthy.
So
I feel you.
gotta watch your back.
Yeah, because you just never
24/7.
know. Okay, I do want to ask Sean some questions so we could get him involved here. So
He's
we're
been
gonna ask
pretty
the same
quiet.
questions.
Thank you.
We're gonna ask these same
I
questions
know
right
it's been a
here.
quiet night, right? I'm
So-
really on the mic right now. That's weird.
If Sean, please explain to a little bit of the people, obviously where you're born, places that you were raised, just a little bit of stories, and then we'll pick from there, and then I'm gonna ask you a couple questions like I just did.
Yeah, for sure. So, I was born on a Hill Air Force Base.
We appreciate your service.
I did not serve.
Okay, then.
I did not serve.
We appreciate
Really
your family
banging
service.
that shit.
My bad.
Oh my goddamn ear. Hill Air Force Base.
Which is that?
So the Hill Air Force
Base
Base
in
over
where?
there in Davis County in Utah. Actually.
Nice. Okay,
We
cool.
were taken off to another country, and then my mother went in labor in the plane, and that's what happened.
You were born in a plane?
No, they took me out of the plane, and then there was a hospital on the base.
Oh, shit. Okay, no, sorry.
Wait,
I
you were
thought
born
like.
in Utah?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
he
born
went on
Davis
the Air
County,
Force
yeah.
Base.
Didn't you say Germany the other day?
No, he
Nah,
went to Germany.
That's where we was going.
Dang,
'Cause my-
lies.
'cause
Guys,
my-
I've been lied to for a good 7 years.
So,
No,
yeah,
the
this
other
was
day-
like last week.
No, I'll tell you one thing. For 7 years, you haven't been listening. So that's the
Okay, so explain
difference.
to us a little bit. Okay, you said, so you're born in an Air Force
yeah,
Base.
born on Air Force Base. My father was going to the Gulf War, and obviously there a lot of them were stationed out in Germany, and depending on what branch you were in.
Okay.
So after all that, blah blah blah.
you ended up going to Germany, too?
Yeah, as a kid and everything. So my mother was taking care of me and my older sister out in Germany. So my mother lived in a different country for a good short time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, came back to the States. Didn't really work out. Blah blah blah. My mother did the only thing she knew what to do. To be with her family in the Northeast. So that's where we went.
Because that's where originally the family's from.
Yep.
For the listeners.
Yeah, so we go to Northeast, grow up there, come back over here for summers. Just this father wanted some rights here and there for some reason, and then we go back and forth, and then really I just stayed my ass out there as long as I could.
Okay, so I guess from yours is a little interesting because then my bad about this. We have to pick. You pick. That's your life. Because we don't know what life would have been in an Air Force base your whole damn life. That shit would have been tough.
I definitely would not know.
Or Germany. Well,
Or Germany.
I heard shit over there is not that bad.
Yeah, I heard that it's fucking wonderful.
I heard that it's wonderful. Maybe you should have been there.
Shit.
But okay, if you would have stayed your life, let's say the New York, Jersey area.
Yeah.
First and foremost, what job would you have right now if you were an adult?
Yeah.
Out that way.
No,
what would you be working in?
Honestly, I would be in the labor industry. I would be
I think you would too.
I would be a handyman or some sort of
It's souping.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Superintendent?
No, I would be a construction worker along some of the lines. Hopefully, I'd move up I'd probably work for the union. So work for the city and the union. Doing.
Sounds like you got some goals, man.
Well,
Sounds like you gotta get your ass out there.
He's gonna make chairs and
No, well, because
She's selling bacalaitos, and he's like, I'm moving up chains in that bitch.
Yeah.
You gotta know the life out there.
Well, because
You gotta go chase that shit right
because
now.
I guess my father figures out there would be my uncles and everything.
Correct.
And what they did was labor work.
That was a long
So it's more like me just following that line because that's what I was comfortable with. Because at the end of the day, let's be real, out there in New York, no one likes a boss. You just want to do your own thing, do your shit, and get the fuck out. You just want to just do that, go home, whatever. At least everybody in my community, that's what they wanted to do.
So what has Utah taught you?
So what has Utah taught you that this place wouldn't have? And what skills out there that you don't use as much here? So what has Utah given
He's
you?
like true.
Utah's giving me. It's weird how
Headaches.
how
He's like,
headaches too. But learning the corporate side of things, just because. I mean, I'm we kind of all at one point worked for a Fortune 500 company.
There's a lot of
right?
a lot of companies. For those of you out there that don't know, there's a lot of companies that like to put their headquarters and
Here in the state of
corporate
Utah.
here in
offices,
Utah, yeah. So you learn how to deal
huge
with.
tech and everything. So
I guess you have to build a good communication skills out here.
Ouch.
Because if you think about it too, a lot of the call centers and stuff like that, they're out here in Utah as well.
Correct.
Because people can understand people from Utah or
we don't have an
whatever.
accent. We don't, for the most part, we don't have a bad accent.
So I guess I learned how to communicate. I guess I learned how to communicate in person better as well because when I'm back east, I mean, I don't know if people don't know me, but I kind of have a foul mouth, and you can't be having a foul mouth.
I don't think anybody
in
thinks
stores,
that.
you know what I mean? So catch me at work, I'm gonna be like, oh, hello, sir, blah blah blah. But really, my ass talk like this. I'm like, fuck this, fuck that, whatever. And so being out in the Northeast and the industry I'd be working in, I could do that all day. Man, fuck this shit. No, fuck you. No, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the, I don't need you around. So it's easier to talk like that out there. And plus, people don't take much offense. But here, I actually think, damn, how do some people feel if I talk? Blah, blah, blah. Because out there, no one gives a shit. So why should you?
And it's interesting.
Here, it's like everyone gives a shit. So you got to, slow your roll.
You go anywhere out east, Florida, Chicago, anywhere like that side's from us. And it's almost like a different America, you know what I mean? No, you have people that really even in places where out here you will get customer service. You walk into a clothing store here at the mall and you get customer service. You go somewhere in a mall in Florida.
In the majority though, because don't get me wrong, there's some places out there that they give you great customer service.
Of course, a Chick-fil-A everywhere in the world is going to be great customer service. It don't matter.
Chick-fil-A can do no wrong.
Exactly.
So,
but
the question is now, maybe the final question.
Wait, did you answer?
Yeah, I've made tons of questions.
I don't think you said what skills you learned here that you wouldn't have learned.
Yeah, you did.
I'm asking you guys.
No,
so
you got to answer it.
No, I
too.
don't mind answering. I'm just saying that I feel like I
didn't know
what
this was
you
called
gonna say?
Sebastian and the Great People. I'm just wondering.
You guys asked me to help.
No, anyway, so tell us just real quick for the listeners or the viewers, right? They
Yes.
want to know what is one thing that Utah's taught you, maybe that you wouldn't have learned out east, and what's one thing that maybe you think you would have picked up or been better at down there or out there?
Let's see. Something that Utah's taught me. Let's see. I feel like I would have evolved.
He's
anyway.
like errands.
I feel like I would have evolved. No, I would have ran 10 more errands out there. I feel like.
He didn't have to drive over there, just take the subway.
So you do obviously get the whole corporate America thing. Oh, yeah. That'd have been the easiest thing. Utah taught me how to drive.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have driven in New York. Yes, I would know how here and there, but keep in mind, like, so obviously Queens, you don't drive tons. Like, you could have a car, but not that much. And I'd probably have to go get myself a job somewhere where I have no car either. So just, that's kind of a funny thing, but I never thought about it. I probably wouldn't know how to drive as well as I do now because I can drive, but over there, I
Yeah,
probably
no, I
don't
got a
drive
lot
as
of
much.
friends that don't know how to drive.
So you meet people in their 50s, 60s. I don't know how to drive.
No, and it's true because
Here are the car keys. Toss them right back to you. I don't
Adrienne
need them.
Bailon, the what's her name? I mean, obviously that's her name, but she's from New York. She's Puerto Rican and Ecuadorian, whatever. She said that she learned how to drive like the other day, and I think she's already like in her 30s. Oh,
yeah, and it's
She's
just
lazy.
the public transportation.
No, it's great. When more than, there's almost 9 million people, more than 5 million people take public transportation, well,
And it's
that's what
efficient.
you're going to do.
It
Exactly. So obviously, that's funny, but it's true. Driving. Let's see. Tolerant, maybe. Maybe a little bit more tolerant here than to be there. I've always been a nice person, but the city kind of breaks you.
works.
Too,
It
you know what I
breaks
mean?
you.
Like, it doesn't make you as, in a ways, maybe in a crisis you'd be more, but in a regular day-to-day, you might be like, man, I really
You're
don't
more
give a fuck
forgiving.
about
You're more
nobody.
like,
I'm
Yeah,
on my goal.
well, yeah, no, because I could say like day by day when I'm working out there and whatnot, like I'm more on edge because I gotta be ready for whatever's coming. So mentally, I'm more like whoever's coming at me is gonna get it too.
and you know what's interesting?
Like-
Well,
Like because like out there, it's like you really gotta stand on your ground. You know what I mean? You gotta stand for where you
well,
are.
and beyond that, you gotta almost have, like you say, eyes in the back of your head. Like even in DR, like as much as I love DR, like when we go to like Santo Domingo and some of the bigger
Oh, yeah,
cities,
it's crazy.
you've got to be alert, and it teaches you almost like that street smart, and that's what I mean is like it's just different. The way that people move down there, the way that people operate is just way different. So it's
I'm
interesting.
gonna go ahead and say, and the other thing that other places out there, let's say like a city like New York, Jersey, DR, and you guys know I just barely came back from Colombia, which is something I try to keep present. But here, I feel like since a lot of things are accessible to you, anything like you can get a car easier in a sense. Let's say, you might get a home, you might get a decent paying job. Economy's not that is okay here. Things aren't as expensive. I think here in the state of Utah or places like this, because obviously wherever you're listening from, your state might be like that, your city. I think a lot of times places like this, and it's good, but it makes you feel like complacent or safe, and you don't have that hurry. So
You would just plateau.
So let's say, like, last time I went to New York, you come back and you feel refreshed in the sense that you come back with some extra gratitude. I'm like, man, I'm here. I just came back, from being outside of the country for almost a month, and you come back with a different sense of gratitude, at least me, or maybe a different mission. Maybe you turn it up an extra level. So I do feel like, I just wanted to bring up that example. Like, if I go out there to New York and I come back out here, since I like Utah, and I'm like, damn, that's a good place to be. Not saying it's horrible over there, but I'm like, it's just a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
Big cities is going to be a different lifestyle. So when you get to come to a place like this, which is rapidly growing, you're almost like, wow, like there's so many
That's
opportunities. I'm going to go ahead and say there's so many opportunities.
And it's way different in the sense of like you said, just the way that the city moves. Like I look at Utah, right, and I feel like you said, maybe that level of comfort. I'm like, for example, in my job, there's opportunities to go, for example, to the headquarters outside of Utah, and actually like bigger opportunities, quote unquote, in a big city.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, I'm kind of like, even though it's interesting, because I won't say I'm not interested, but it's like, damn, that's interesting. That would be cool. But what stops me every time is like, I don't know if I want to leave here
Correct.
to go over there and like have this big city life and just crazy busy and crazy everything. And it's just kind of interesting. Like that way, you kind of appreciate the slow of the city almost, like how
Utah's obviously
pace.
Utah's obviously the state. Salt Lake. I always go ahead and that Salt Lake is like the last of the big, the little big towns. Like it. Obviously, this is no LA. It's no Houston. It's no New York. But you got a couple million people, and the city still has that feel that it's growing, but you still feel like it's a city.
it's
Obviously,
a
there's
small town.
traffic, but it's growing. So I always liked it. I don't know what other city to compare it to. I've read in a couple places online that Oklahoma City is somewhat like Salt Lake as far as like the size and the terrain and how it looks like. Because I can't. Boise is a big city in land, but it's smaller than it's here. So this is like
Denver.
a smaller Denver-ish. But even if you go to Denver, people go to Denver and say Denver's big, but
Yeah.
Denver's a busy city. Here you come to Salt Lake, and I feel like people when they come and travel here, they're not like, oh wow, I was in some little town. Like you're like,
Yeah.
I was in a city, It wasn't crazy,
but it wasn't that.
but it
small
wasn't
either.
a little town. So that's what I love about Salt Lake City.
Let me ask you guys this question, and this is just to kind of, because Raina kind of touched on it a little bit earlier with the friends. You know, do you guys feel like, and not because of,
I didn't have friends till I was 19, so I don't know what you're gonna ask.
well, I mean, like, do you guys feel like there's any, like, maybe any side of you, had you grown up with the friends, or not even the friends, maybe the people around, like those guys that you saw around the block, you know, whatever the case was, do you feel like there's a level of, like, your life would have been maybe crazier or
Doesn't
different?
necessarily mean like the craziest life, because I didn't shit, man. I wasn't posted like right outside of prison, you know. Either my life.
No. I mean,
New York City's rough, but
Yeah.
no, for good and bad. I mean,
no, I know what you're saying.
You see
I just
people
don't
that
want.
have
I just
money.
want the listeners thinking that we all like
We fuck with
we were
criminals.
outside Rikers Island or
Criminals
something.
and shit.
We were outside.
No, I would say
San Quentin or
I
something.
would say it's a little half and half.
Of course.
I have a bunch of. Well, I don't have a bunch, but because I don't really talk to a lot of people I used to hang out with in my youth. But I see that some of them are successful. Some are just doing decent, I guess. And then I know just a couple though that are like bad shape or they are locked up or on some bullshit. But the majority I would say is good and really good. You know what I
I
mean?
just think for me, it's just the environment. It'd just be the environment.
Yeah.
It'd be a little bit different for me. I'd probably still be the same person, but with just with a little. I'd adapt to my environment. You'd have to adapt.
Mhm.
Like if we say we had this podcast over there, we wouldn't be doing it in a house. We'd most likely be doing it in an apartment somewhere.
Yeah.
Some apartment building. Neighbors probably banging on the wall right now. Yo, shut up.
You shut the fuck
You
up.
shut up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
And just little things like that. But it's to adapt. Now, last question for this segment will be, if you could, from where you're from, where it all started, would you go back?
I want to retire there.
We took a deep breath right there.
Would you live? Yeah, everybody.
Well, shit. I guess we all do because y'all had to
I
think.
mean, to visit.
You give the answer.
I
Visit or live.
would
Whatever you
say
want.
this: if I wasn't in the current circumstance I'm in now,
In
yes.
a relationship.
So like in a relationship, my friends,
What a job.
and we're all together. We all tight. But if I didn't have all that, I would definitely be back there.
See, I'm crying just thinking about. I'm just kidding. No,
No, and I wish I could be. What is it called? I don't know. I would honestly be out there. I think, and I probably fucking have 2 or 3 baby mamas.
No.
Unfortunately, just because
He said
I wouldn't want to be protected and shit, and I'm gonna get around, and that shit just
it's
might
just the
happen.
I just feel
I
like
don't know, and that's just the way I was. I worked
don't wanna-
hard
I
and
don't-
I play hard. When I'm
I don't
out
want
there.
everybody thinking New York City's this fucking.
No, it's just
Place.
no. It's just that's how I am.
no,
Yeah,
but
That's
that's
just how I would be.
I know.
You
That's his New York.
I mean, it just
that's my New York and my New Jersey, and that's why I cherish it very
Oh,
deeply.
we're doing New Jersey.
it's the same.
Oh,
but
no,
it's-
no,
Well,
no,
he
no.
does a lot of Jersey
Yo,
shit.
I was.
That's
I
where
was
he's headed.
I was in Jersey a lot. Trenton, Patterson, Camden. I was.
Well, I'm thinking about like because that's the same as in DR. Like it's just. I think again going back to the pace. It's just that fast-paced life. Like
Correct.
honestly, not for nothing,
It's
but
too fast to wear a condom.
no. Is that sometimes
Time
I
flew by. I
guess.
couldn't even slip one on.
So,
What the fuck?
no, but check this out.
Seconds go fast.
So like in
This
DR,
wasn't my style.
no, look. So check this out. So in DR, right, the term palomo, I think you guys all know about it, right? It's kind of
Pigeon.
like that.
Translate.
Is that a form of a bird?
No, it's a pigeon, but for us what it means is like that guy that just don't get no girls, don't got no game.
A dummy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
dummy.
that meant
He's a-
gay.
He's
Yeah.
a herb.
No,
Gay.
no.
Gay.
So
I
no, I
thought that's
guess
what it meant.
no. What I'm saying is
On
There's-
that note, shout out to Pride. It
Oh,
was-
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pride, it's gonna be official.
All jokes aside.
Yeah, I'm like in the middle. I'm like in the
Official.
middle. I'm like in the middle of making a point, but yeah, shout out to
Shout
Pride.
out to Pride for
Damn.
everybody doing
No,
that.
anyways.
All y'all Paloma out there.
No.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's just almost like the life that it is. It's just, for example, if I'm somewhere at a party,
Uh-huh.
and for some reason I'm not like on some like talking to some girl like spitting
You're a
some game
Paloma.
on the way out with the girl, I'm the dummy. It's just everybody will be like, yo, like
Let me get you.
Randy don't
Like
got
you
no
said, it's
girls.
a different lifestyle. It's the way people
Randy
move
can't pull
over
no
there.
girls. Randy can't do shit. Like, oh, I saw Randy.
Where's the
Randy's-
line?
Randy's a Palomo.
No, but you know what I mean. It's just
Paloma.
it's just different. Now here, I can tell you, I could go right now to the club and I could just be there.
Yes, because you're
Drink.
married.
I know.
I mean, regardless, if I was
Let's
single,
hope.
If I was single, I could go have some drinks and honestly live by myself, and no one will come and make fun of me.
Live by yourself?
Well, it
Live
all
by-
depends.
my
You
God.
mean here? You mean here?
In Utah, it all depends at the end of the day because we can't make it sound like it ain't cool out here either.
No,
not to
no,
get
it
bad
is.
women. You go out there, it don't matter, man.
We fucking bored, man.
No. And
I
again,
know what you mean.
It's just different.
it's just more- it's more heavy
There's
out
not
there.
that pressure here to be game like street smart and spitting game. There's no pressure. No one here is like, yo, like let's work on
You
your
don't know.
game.
You don't know what goes down in
Yeah,
those Mormon
I know what
churches.
the fuck
I feel
goes
like there
down.
has to be
Wow.
some game in there though,
There's-
because that's all like how you
There's-
meet people when you're
No,
in church.
I believe
no.
I believe the game is really called credit.
Yeah,
And
Like a credit score.
credit
Yeah,
and a
Jeez.
mission certificate.
I know a lot of dudes that go to the club right now and get girls, and
No,
if they
no,
don't
no.
get girls, then their friends are like, "You're a loser."
No, and that's bound to happen because that's our culture.
But I'm saying
At the
your
end of the day, that's our
culture is
culture.
big
But-
out there.
But at the end of the day, it's just different. Like
Okay.
it's just that
What
fast
was the
life.
original?
With all that being said, exactly, the original question was, knowing all that stuff that we know now about your
You would
origin,
go back.
would you go back at this point
You know what?
and live?
I would have said no. Well, live. It's hard.
You could
Because I
say
feel like-
live, move, whatever,
As
visit.
far as like Jersey, I just feel like when I grew up there, all I saw and all what was like thrown at me was just pretty much like
Your
"Oh,
couch."
Be scared. Be scared. Oh yeah, that freaking couch with the plastic
mice.
over it.
Oh,
Well, it was just pretty much like a defense mechanism to just be scared of everything. But for all I know, as an adult, it probably is amazing. There's probably some good jobs over there. I don't know, so I probably would go and visit. As far as like Puerto Rico, I don't know. I would love to go visit, but I don't think I see myself living over there.
You don't see yourself living in
No.
PR.
No.
What about you, Sean? If you get to go out there?
at this moment, no. I wouldn't want to go back because I feel like I would just relapse a lot of things I've accomplished.
Oh, wait,
so
you
far.
said that. What about you, Randy? Would you move back to DR?
I wouldn't.
Yes or no?
I wouldn't want to move back now, like at this point in my life. But I do want to retire there. So it just, I guess, yes, but not right now.
Well, guess what's going to DR? Now?
We are.
I guess we are.
Yes. No,
The
it's just
podcast, great people in DR.
yeah. I'm gonna go on my little rant.
Raina,
I just feel like
I
you're
never
never
asked
done
you
with
that.
America.
How do you see your life in DR? Living there.
Well, as long as I have running water and electricity, I'm good.
Yeah.
you think you
you
can leave the
have
States
that.
no problem?
He's like, you could have running water. I'll pump it for you.
Then why not? Puerto Rico?
Being that Puerto Rico, how do I explain this?
Let's be careful because there's a lot of
The,
Puerto Rican
right,
listeners.
is it the state?
You
like
chose
the
DR over PR.
socioeconomic.
Yeah, why are you changing that?
No. I'm trying to find a good answer to this.
I think
Yeah,
it.
you might have to get it next week.
Well,
I
To
feel
be
like the
continued.
lifestyle
Dun, dun.
of DR is a more relaxing lifestyle. A more like you're just happy with what you have type of lifestyle. And I feel like I need that now, being that I have so much anxiety and so much like mental things going on, that I feel like that would be a better place for me versus Puerto Rico, which is, being that it is Americanized. I mean,
Mhm.
there's just so many things that is just
Yeah, I won't lie. My cousin, and we Puerto Rican. My cousin's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna retire in DR because it just seems like it's less stressful out
that's
there.
what, yeah,
the
like
times
the
that she
vibe is
visit,
different.
and she even looked at like homes and things like that out there, and she's like, wow, like I could really make this work, and my money's gonna last a lot longer out there.
Hmm.
If it still continues the way it's going. She's like, obviously things are gonna grow, and
I'll sell you some
the
land down there.
economy
We
and
could be
everything.
neighbors.
Yeah, shit. You
And I
you
would
never
like,
know.
I would
man.
like to do something new too. Like I don't want to just go back and be like, oh great, like I just lived this whole cool like nice life in Utah, and then I'm back to where all the
Third
So,
world
like-
country.
issues
that's
are
okay.
happening.
No, see, for me, it's like I just part of it. I just feel like you're never done in America. Like I could pay off this house, and I still gotta pay property taxes. I still gotta deal with America. Like I'm never just like, okay, I'm done working. I'm like,
I want
It
everybody
just-
to know I love America
Yes.
on the show.
Yeah.
No,
I
no,
don't
I-
feel the same.
Again, I was born on a military base.
Yes.
So
Salute this man.
no. What I'm saying is that's why I would wanna, because down there, once you own the property, or whatever, yeah,
It's
you
yours.
got expenses, but it's just that,
pros and cons.
yeah, there's
Because
pros and cons, I guess.
I wouldn't know what's life going to be like in a different country.
Yeah.
So me, I can't think of, man, I want to retire in DR or PR or
Wanna
Colombia or
live
whatever.
this life, no?
Because I'm like, this is the only life I know.
Exactly.
It's an American culture.
It's the
so to speak.
reality.
So
I
but
like
don't-
it.
But I would open my eyes to it, and who knows, if we ever vacation or whatever, I'm be like, oh shit, this is actually cool. I want to be out here. Fuck this.
I like
the next trip that
I'll be
we
like,
do,
America's for the birds.
the next trip we do,
For the palomos.
I'm gonna pick up a realtor license, and I'm gonna sell you some land the next time we go.
Okay.
Be like, I'm gonna go full on. Like, let me show you some areas. You can tell me what you like.
But I can take that back also. You know, I think there's a huge difference between vacationing and
Living, it's different.
Definitely.
Being that I stayed in DR for like what 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I don't know. Living there might be a whole different thing. Maybe I'll have
I can just imagine you now at 7
all these guys
years
trying to
old
steal me from Randy.
in DR.
All I know, that little empanada doesn't taste as good anymore. 10 years later.
Okay. So that was that. Let's go ahead and do 3, 2, 1.
For those of you guys that are new to the podcast, or if this is your first time listening, or if it's your 22nd time listening, we're gonna do our 3, 2, 1.
Or if you've heard it 40 times,
Yeah.
thanks for doubling up on the episode.
So, 3, 2, 1. For those of you guys that are new, is where each of us talk about something that was impactful for us this week, something that was either positive or negative or whatever we took out of it, something we want to share with the people, so with the great people. So, I'll get it started.
Go
Just
ahead,
something
and we'll
simple.
go this way, and I'll finish that up.
Yeah. So for me, so just last week, I went rollerblading with my brother,
Oh, damn.
and it was just kind of
Almost busted.
We're brothers.
We're happy and we're living and in color. Give me a high five.
If you guys want to see what happened, go to the Happy CV.
yeah, it's on YouTube. No, but anyways, it was just cool to try to like get back. Of course, it made me realize I've got to lose some weight because I'm not as agile as I once was.
Mhm.
So it's just
But
kind
you're
of
still
giving me.
good one more time.
Yes,
How's that song go?
I'm not as good as I
Yeah,
once was, but I'm good once as I ever was. So
I like that
yeah,
song.
that's me.
That's
So,
your song.
But anyways, it just made me think like almost like, and I know we always talk about it. Oh, we gotta lose weight. We gotta get back to the gym. We gotta get active, and it just kind of put me on that mindset. And so far, hey, 2 days down this week, I've worked out both days, so we just
Yo, congratulations.
Good job, man.
So yeah, and Raina's also joined me on that.
Yo,
Yeah.
killing it, Brina.
So, anyways,
Yeah, I know. I could see the veins rusting.
That's not good.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Oh, whatever. Go ahead, Raina. What do you got for us this week?
so
A takeaway.
as nerdy as this might sound,
Mhm.
she picked
I
up a new book.
started.
Oh.
No, I've started to watch Harry Potter, guys.
Oh, yeah,
shit. What
that was
movie
good.
you on? No.
We're about to watch
We're
the
gonna
third one.
start number 3.
When are you guys gonna watch that?
We were gonna do it today, but we didn't get to.
Maybe the weekend.
Mm.
So I've never seen any of the movies. I've never read any of the
Oh, wow.
books. So is this all new to me? I always thought it was lame and kind of like.
How you liking it now?
Huh?
You liking it?
Yeah, I do like them. So now I'm interested. I'm like into the characters and everything. So I'm excited for movie number 3. So if you guys wanna
Can't wait
watch
for
it,
us to
weekend.
jump on Lord of the Rings after.
Yeah, for
Hell
sure.
no.
I have all 3.
I
It
don't
was
see-
a
I don't
joke.
think. I don't think I
No,
can
no,
make any
we'll
sense.
do it.
I'm just kidding.
No, but
I'll tip
It's-
your eyelids open.
so we'll let you guys know next. Prisoner of Azkaban is coming up next, so we'll let you know how that goes. Cool.
Go ahead, Sean. What you
Hashtag
got for us?
Gryffindor, right? Is that what it is?
What's the
Gryffindor.
takeaway from this week?
You know, the takeaway from this week is how far we came along already on this podcast. And when we were looking at it, like, okay, we've got to have a season ending soon because we need a break too. We've been doing this back to back to back.
How
And
long
I'm
has
like-
it
About 6
been?
months.
And I'm like,
Almost
yo,
6
we've
months.
been trucking along, and it hasn't been perfect, obviously, the whole time.
It's a learning curve.
It's definitely a learning curve, but I'm like, what's to come? You know what I mean? Because
Big things.
we're gonna really like. I feel like we're there to like really blow it out of the
Yeah.
water.
So
We're getting close to it, and that's my takeaway. Is like we thought, okay, we're just gonna do an episode at a time and see how we feel about it, and we just kept with it, and we're learning new things about each other, and other people are learning about us that we don't even know yet. So people just gotta start interacting more. But I just think it's a crazy process
yeah,
altogether.
that's a
Nice.
good one. It's a good takeaway.
My takeaway for the week is going to be more of it's like a slash takeaway slash advice to the people, let's say.
I like it.
So I say, I see a lot of people nowadays sad, you know what I mean? For various reasons, whatever. And I've talked to a lot of people that are just sad because they're sad. So I try to comprehend what's that about. Me personally, I could always tie happiness to a reason. As silly as it could be, like someone asks me, Sebastian, why are you happy? Because I ate.
I'm
or
alive,
Because I'm
or-
alive. Because, I got a car and I could drive out. Because I woke up. Because I have a mom. Because I got friends. So I guess my advice, my piece I want to give people is find out whatever that happiness is, as little as it can be.
Hold on.
Not only hold on to it, but like try to live it and expand it. You know what I mean? Where don't let your days be counted by, man, this is just another day. What a drag. but more of you're instead of like fearing stuff, be motivated by something like, or it just. I feel like for me, it makes my day a lot better when I'm thinking, you know, I'm grateful for these little things, and I feel like once you're grateful for those little things that you might have, that's when other things will be kicked into your life. And obviously we've had an episode about that too, like about like depression and stuff like that. But just reiterating that and telling people that
laws of attraction.
Yeah, just find that happy zone for you, whatever that might be. But if it's beyond that, and you know, you're always just sad or you're depressed about something, you know, ask somebody for some help or try to find the reasons for, you know, a happiness.
Or honestly, reach out to us too on this platform.
Yeah,
comment, whatever. Like we, as much as we joke around and fuck around, like, you know, we can definitely put, you know, each other down sometimes on a joking matter. But we're definitely uplifting as well. We we usually have positive words.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of like Sebastian's point. If you find yourself in the situation where you feel like you're depressed or you're dealing with some stuff, maybe try to look at it why, because there's a reason why.
There should be. I hope so.
Hopefully, you can minimize that through reaching out, through working on it, and then the opposite. If there's something that makes you happy, maybe analyze it, and then at the same time try to stay in it and try to, you know, keep being positive, keep being happy, I guess.
I just asked him to play 2K in secret sign language. He accepted my challenge.
So this is why you wanted to end at 11:30?
No, so honestly, I was trying to go to sleep, but then what good champion doesn't defend his title?
Mm-hmm. All right. So
I like that. 3, 2, 1. My bad, I'm loud as hell. And we're going to do the people's note. Raina, please tell the people what this is.
If you are new...
this is when we grab a sheet of paper, we sign it, we send it out to you.
We're gonna start doing that in the future.
If you're new, the People's Note is our version of the quote of the day, and for today, it is: sometimes the things that we can't change end up changing us.
Yeah, so like moving somewhere, you can't change that.
That's deep. When you really break that down, that shit is deep. You can't change it; it's gonna really change you. So be in control of those things, but
you can't change,
and then on top of all that, the next few episodes to close out our season, we don't have an actual episode yet on our season finale, but this last stretch, you guys gotta stay tuned because we're about to come with some heavy topics, and they're gonna get crazy.
Why don't we get
we should do a Q&A.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. We need 3 things. We need a Q&A, which doesn't bring that up right now. She was thinking in sync. So we need a Q&A. 2, we need we're going to do a raffle, people. I don't know what we're going to give away. We're going to give some advice away. I don't know. Send it to you written down. But we got to give something away, some sort of raffle. We got to get behind that, and we'll talk about that off air, how we'll supply that. But we want to, thank everybody for listening.
We're working on merchandise.
And for those people there sitting down, be like, oh, they just want to do that to gain followers. Well, guess what, Sherlock Holmes, you got it. Congratulations, nigga. Go ahead and become a detective, okay? Oh, they just want followers. Yes. We're having a good time doing this, but we want some followers too. Tell your friends, please.
Here's your little magnifier.
We'll send you a magnifying glass. That's what you got. A little hat too and everything. And if you want, we'll get you an assistant too. What was Sherlock Holmes' assistant? Watson.
Dr. Watson.
And then so those are a couple thoughts. And honestly, tell us how you guys feel about that. Honestly, I would love to have in the finale. We're going to do a great show, but I think a season finale, season award would be fun. And we can
the best guest.
People. If you could write in, whoever wants to tell us, people from work, anybody, tell us what kind of award you want. Let's go ahead and do maybe 5 to 10 awards.
The best episode.
So the best episode, best guest, most charismatic, whatever it might be. Even like most dramatic moment, biggest blooper,
the biggest fuck up,
the biggest whatever it is. Let's have some fun with that. And I think
the bag of rice.
I think see that bag of rice is up there with your
that was 1 or 2
chupale, or whatever it was. Like those.
First of all, get it right. It was chupalo.
Chupalo. Those 2. My bad. Those 2 are up there. That bag of rice, and I'd be cool if we could have all those snippets and play them back because that shit was. It was golden. He's like, and then they grow that in a bag of rice. And whoa!
I'll find them and I'll put them up on IG. So people follow us at Great People
Yeah.
Podcast.
Which blooper was the best?
Yeah, and we'll probably put them and people can vote. Again, we're going to have a few weeks before we actually wrap up
Correct.
season 1. But these are just ideas. We like to get people involved. People have been great support, so we always want to give a shout out for that. And for people that listen to us.
Truly, go ahead. Truly looking at it, our Pride season finale, we won't have the date till closer to that time, but most likely it'll be around that 4th of July
Yeah,
time.
close.
So and we just want to have uplifting, funny time. So we're not looking for, not the guests never to have again or this and that. We just want like funniest moment, blooper,
Positive.
best topic. Let's do like best topic, best overall episode. Just because those are two different things. Best topic, best overall episode. Maybe your favorite. People's know.
Yeah,
Let's have some fun.
there's a lot of it we can do, so we'll get into it. But yeah, again, thank you guys for the support. We want to just show some love back to everybody that always supports us. It's a really big reason why we keep doing this week after week is people supporting us, giving us topics, and as little as it is, even just that support in the podcast community. So I want to give like a quick shout out to 2 podcasts that I feel actually 4
Tupac.
podcasts. There's
I
4.
thought you said Tupac.
No, 2 podcasts.
I was
no,
like,
actually, I thought
I was
of
like,
2
Thug
right
Life.
Talk a little slower, Randy, for the people.
now. But there's 4
he said
podcasts, I guess.
Tupac's on the Great People podcast. That could get us some views.
So, sorry, my accent gets in the way sometimes. So, shout out to everybody that supports, especially all the podcasts out there showing us love. There's 4 podcasts I want to shout out that always show us love and support online. So, if you're listening, this is for you. So, Bad at Love, amazing podcast. Check it out. A Small Town Mentality is the
I love that name. Yep.
Yeah, they're from Wyoming. So, I mean, it's actually like they're our neighbors.
Oh yeah, I've heard a little bit of them. Okay.
So pretty cool and fun podcast. And then there's the Kickstand podcast that always shows love as well. And Flight 89, our good
Flight
friend Dre
89,
Rocca
Dre
and
Rocca,
Jose KJ.
Jose KJ.
Yeah, so check them out.
Holla.
Again, it's all about the love. They always show us love, and we really, as small as it may be, just a share or a comment or a
Means a
story tag or whatever it is, really does mean a lot, and we really appreciate it. And yeah, we love everybody for it. And thanks for all the support, all the comments,
Thanks everybody.
everything. Yeah.
Cut.